Now to a reoccurring problem at the Venice Police Department that's becoming quite an inconvenience for officers.
The roof of the building on Ridgewood Avenue has a leak. Tarps have been set up to stop the leaks in the evidence room and in storage closets, but the problem keeps coming back. ABC 7's Christopher Bradley joins us live from Venice with details. Christopher?
Scott and Haley, the problem seems to be the flat roof, according to contractors. They say it hasn't been well maintained over the years, and now it seems to be causing quite a problem. This is not what the Venice Police Department evidence room is supposed to look like.
The water's running down to the tarp, and we have it collecting in a garbage can.
The leak started about 6 months ago. It's steadily gotten worse, especially since we've gotten so much rain recently.
This is basically a result of neglect over the years of not maintaining the roof.
This is the roof that's been on the building since it was constructed, 26 years ago, I believe.
While Venice's Public Works Department tries to find and plug up all the leaks, replacing the whole roof isn't feasible, says Assistant City Manager Len Bramble.
We don't want to construct something that we may possibly turn around and tear up. So I think right now the best thing to do is solve the immediate priority.
With a multi-million-dollar bond for a brand new police station going to voters in November, the city doesn't want to spend the $120,000 or more to replace it entirely. Instead, they've spent $8,000 to plug up the holes.
Repairs have been made, but we're continually having more leaks that are coming out with the recent rain.
As to why the roof has gotten this bad, everyone seems to point to the downturn in the economy. There just wasn't enough money to make major repairs. As for the evidence room, Chief Tom Mattmiller says the staff has moved sensitive evidence to dry ground.
There's nothing in here that's going to be damaged with the way it's set up right now. So right now there is no chance of the evidence being damaged.
And today, the chief of police wanted to make special note to say the city's Public Works Department has been working diligently to find all of the leaks and stop them. Reporting live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher. Homeowners and condo owners in Venice will get a chance to ask city officials their questions at a public meeting later this month. The city is hosting the meeting. Representatives from police and fire rescue, public works, engineering, and stormwater, plus some other groups will be there. Homeowners can bring up any concerns that they have about their neighborhoods, as well as questions about what will be on the ballot in November. The meeting will take place at Venice City Hall on Wednesday, September 21st at 9 a.m.
With 62 days until Election Day, more accusations are flying on the campaign trail, with both candidates trying to say they have the upper hand in keeping the country safe. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest in the presidential race.
Donald Trump says these three words are at the center of his foreign policy.
Peace through strength.
National security issues are dominating the campaign trail this week. In Philadelphia, Trump pledging more funding for the military.
I will ask Congress to fully eliminate the defense sequester and will submit a new budget to rebuild our military. It is so depleted. We will rebuild our military.
And Trump got specific, calling for increasing the Army by 70,000 soldiers, adding 75 Navy ships, and more Air Force aircraft. How will he pay for it? On that, he was vague.
I will ask that savings be accomplished through common sense reforms that eliminate government waste and budget gimmicks.
Clinton is off the trail today, but she got an assist from her husband.
Thank you.
The former president slammed Trump over an improper $25,000 campaign donation his charity made to Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, just days after Bondi's office said it was considering joining a lawsuit against Trump University.
I saw where her opponent attacked my foundation. I think that's because he knew they were about to report that he used his foundation to give money to your attorney general, but which is not legal.
Tonight, both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump participating in a forum on national security, on the same stage, but not at the same time. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
The Social Security Administration is shifting services online, but could the transition be hurting those who rely on the benefits? Social Security is rolling out a new dual authentication system. Under the system's accounts, it can be accessed via smartphones, but some recipients fear it could be putting their personal information at risk. One local watchdog says cuts to funding they are making in-person assistance more difficult.
While they're pushing people to use online services, they say, well, if you can't use that, you can go to a district office. But they've had so many budget cuts that district offices are now only open for 31 hours a week.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll speak with Suncoast experts about how you can use these new online platforms without putting your security at risk.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan tracking a few showers out there this afternoon. Bob, how's it looking?
Yeah, not many at all. A few isolated thunderstorms have been moving on through parts of the Suncoast, while many areas still staying relatively dry. Look what's coming, though. The tropics, not all that active. You would normally expect to see a couple of storms, maybe one or two storms out there, at least the chance for them developing. We only have one on the just off the coast of Africa. This is interesting. Now, look at this. This is a tropical wave that extends all the way down through Cuba and out into the Caribbean. Now, this wave is moving off to the west, and we're going to see some of this moisture move back into the weather picture over our state, I think, beginning tomorrow, but more so Friday and into Saturday. There's no signs of any kind of development with it at this point. You know, a couple of weeks ago, the GFS model was showing that this particular wave was going to be a massive hurricane. It just shows you how long-range forecasting is still just a little bit better than a guess as far as that goes. There's not any really rotation at this point. It is getting sheared apart by some strong upper-level winds, and it looks as though we won't see this thing develop. Well, much more in the tropics and our weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A South Carolina judge is ordering 600 prospective jurors for the state murder trial of the man accused in the Charleston church shootings. 22-year-old Dylan Roof faces death penalty trials in both state and federal court for the June 2015 slayings of 9 black parishioners at the Emmanuel AME Church. Potential jurors will start reporting for that state trial in mid-January, with the trial set to begin as soon as that jury is chosen. Meanwhile, Roof's federal trial on hate crimes and other charges is set for November.
A search is underway in the Bahamas for a woman who apparently jumped overboard from a cruise ship. Carnival Cruise Line says in a statement that the 32-year-old woman was witnessed jumping overboard just before dawn this morning. The Carnival Ecstasy was about 15 miles off the coast of the island of Grand Bahama. The woman was on the 11th deck of the ship. The Coast Guard has dispatched aircraft and 2 ships to the area to assist in the search. The cruise ship had left Nassau, Bahamas, and was en route to Charleston, South Carolina at the time. The woman's name and hometown have not been released.
More than 100 state government workers, military members, and other volunteers are now working together in Tallahassee to finish up picking up the debris left from Hurricane Hermine. The crews are focusing on the city's hardest hit neighborhoods. One of the biggest challenges facing cleanup crews is the capital city is the volume of debris created by toppled trees, some of which are still entangled with power lines. Even with more than 90% of power restored there are still more than 8,000 homes and businesses in Leon County without power. Working alongside the cleanup crews, Governor Scott says 100% restoration can't happen soon enough.
We have people that can't work and not going to make a paycheck because they don't have power. Right now, the real focus is how do we get people back to work?
Scott says once the recovery process is over, state and local leaders should try to figure out what worked and what did not to be better prepared for a future storm.
Hurricane Hermine turned out to be a very lucky storm for one Northport man. According to the Florida Lottery, 56-year-old Holly Lyle bought a ticket worth more than $1 million during the storm. He bought the $10 million fortune scratch-off game at the Petro Shop on Clark Road in Sarasota last Friday. This was while the storm was happening. Lyle decided to take the one-time lump sum payment of $792,000. Lyle says he will continue to work, but he will take a couple months off this spring so that he and his wife can hike the Appalachian Trail. That's a fun way to spend some of your earnings.
You may be the only one who liked Hermine.
Good memories coming out of Hermine. Yeah.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the cost of a 5-hour computer outage that affected thousands of travelers.
Delta discloses how much the computer problems cost the company. Straight ahead.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Ford Florida Homes.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
We've always been told if you want a healthy mouth, then you better floss. But now that long-time dental recommendation is under scrutiny. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has more on whether flossing is really that important.
There's nothing that could get into this tight contact other than a piece of dental floss.
Dentists and the federal government have long touted benefits of daily flossing for cavity prevention.
And flossing is just so important to do on a regular basis.
And to protect gums from disease.
Well, I've had 2 bouts of gum surgery. I was not very good about flossing up until that point in time.
Elaine Zello says now she flosses every day.
My gums have been very healthy since that point.
The latest government dietary guidelines for Americans removed flossing without notice.
I thought that was kind of silly.
And acknowledged the effectiveness of flossing has never been researched as required. Which begs the question, to floss or not to floss?
Floss removes plaque. It removes debris from in between the teeth. And we all have taken a piece of floss and gotten in there and removed what our toothbrush hasn't.
Something many of us can relate to.
When popcorn gets in between the teeth, the shell of the popcorn, you can't get that out. It gets down below the gum line.
And the symptoms.
They have swelling, a lot of pain, debris, bleeding. These are all reasons, justified reasons for getting in there regularly.
Dr. Janet Alberti Bailey explains the American Academy of Periodontology reports it would take 15 to 20 years to conduct a proper study of the benefits of flossing for patients susceptible to gum disease.
Clinically, I see signs of health when people floss regularly. If you take 2 surfaces that are very tight together, there are no tooth bristles. There's nothing that could actually take the surfaces and remove the bacteria other than floss.
Daily bacteria removal, says Dr. Alberti, helps with tooth and gum tissue health, preventing periodontal disease and problems leading to tooth decay.
And we also know it's the gateway to the body, so heart disease, other health issues.
Dr. Bailey's advice, only floss the teeth you'd like to keep. Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Some good advice right there. Van Wezel webcam showing some clouds and showers moving across Sarasota Bay and out toward Lido at times this afternoon. Haven't been all that rough, but we've had a few isolated showers and thunderstorms have been producing some lightning at times. Notice this cell here just gives you an idea as the atmosphere is drying out. And you can see in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, the storm tries to get up there, gets about 42,000 feet, taps into some dry air, and then weakens as it pushes off toward the west. And elsewhere, there's some residual clouds left around. There's still some light rain heading toward Lakewood Ranch right now. In fact, that will be moving in the next 10 minutes or so. Expect a few sprinkles. But the big storms are well offshore, and it looks like that will continue. This high-pressure ridge located right over the southeast will continue to kind of hang there, and that will provide us with this east to northeasterly wind flow over the next couple of days. And that means a little bit better chance to see some showers and storms developing near the coast, and some of them will be some slow movers. Right now, the rain, for the most part, is over at the airport, 83 degrees, the dew point 76. We have a south wind at 8 and the pressure 3011, which is fairly high, and that continues to hold steady now. 93, well above average today, 93 degrees, 98, the record set in 1970. Our average high is at 89 degrees. This low this morning was 76. 1/100th of an inch of rainfall. That's it. Now, we need a chance to dry out, and we've done that over the past 3 days for the most part. And it looks like temperatures at 88 degrees in Jacksonville, the same in Orlando, 86 now in Miami, 91 though in Tallahassee, 84 in Key West, and basically into the 70s in some places like Venice and Inglewood. The water temperature now at 83 degrees. Bradenton at 84. Still warm in Wauchula, Avon Park, and Sebring now at 86 degrees, 80 at Lake Placid. Well, the future winds will be out of the east and northeast for the morning. That should start off a pretty nice day. We'll see showers and storms developing in the afternoon and evening, and that will switch our winds around a little bit, but for the most part, a little bit of a sea breeze developing. Well, it was almost a tropical storm as it was entering into Arizona, something that doesn't happen very often, but now it's a tropical depression that has moved in and bringing a lot of rainfall into Arizona. Flooding problems there as that moisture spreads all the way over into New Mexico and eventually off toward Kansas. And as far as we're concerned, we're watching this big tropical wave. The shear in the atmosphere is just really too strong. You see some of these high clouds ripping off to the northeast as we take a look at what's happening over the past 12 hours. There they go. That means the upper level winds are too strong to allow this to develop, so the Hurricane Center not too concerned about it. And the one out to the East Atlantic, though, this one has a much better chance of developing over the next 5 days, as the shear is still pretty strong right now. However, as this whole system moves off into the Central Atlantic, has a better chance of developing. In fact, 70% chance of developing over the next 5 days. Right now, it looks like models take it mainly into the Central Atlantic and push it off toward the northwest, so it should not be a factor. That dry air has been in place, but it's slowly moving back north right now as we start to see a little bit more moisture come into the picture. And you can see all that moisture to the east of us. That's what we're going to deal with, I think, over the upcoming days as some of that moisture works its way back into the picture. For boaters, it looks pretty good. Winds out of the east, northeast at 5 to 10 knots. The water temperature now at 83 degrees. Tides upcoming, low tide next one, 11:09, and sunset at 7:44. Evening storms, for the most part, a few showers. 75 for your low. And then tomorrow, another warm one, 91. More coverage of storms late in the day, not a washout, though, by any stretch. And the extended forecast does call for typical afternoon and evening storms right through the weekend and beyond, although the timing may change a little bit on Monday and Tuesday. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but traffic is still backed up on I-75 in the northbound lanes between Bee Ridge and Fruitville roads in Sarasota.
Delta will be recovering for a very long time from its massive computer outage last month. The airline says the 5-hour outage at its Atlanta Operations Center cost it $150 million. That problem happened on the morning of August 8th, and it affected the computers needed to book passengers and fly jets. The airline eventually canceled about 1,000 flights that day and grounded an additional 1,000 flights over the following 2 days. Delta also gave affected customers refunds and vouchers. We're still about a month away from the start of the stone crab season, but one local company is already getting ready. The Starfish Company in Bradenton is preparing its traps for the upcoming season. State law prohibits traps from being placed in the water more than 10 days before the season begins. Once those traps are in the water, they cannot be tended to until the start of the season. Stone crab season begins October 15th and it runs until mid-May.
While we may have to wait a little while for fresh stone crab, you can get your chicken salad now. Chicken Salad Chick is celebrating its grand opening on Cortez Road in Bradenton. The restaurant serves everything from deli sandwiches, soups, and salads, including several options for chicken salad as well as dessert. It's open Monday through Saturday. The Bradenton location is one of several Chicken Salad Chick restaurants in the southeast, but the owners hope to open more in Sarasota, Northport, and Venice. And you can tell I'm really excited about this because I even was just going over the menu with Scott during the commercial break and during Bob's Weather because I'm obsessed with chicken salad. So I'll be heading there.
I think you'll be
Check
trying
that
it out.
I will be.
Yeah.
Very excited. Entertainment news is next.
When urgency matters.
Some Hurricane Hermine. Now it's hurricane. It just came across.
When danger looms around the corner.
Oh, Nelly.
When safety comes first. When tropical weather threatens the Sun Coast. We're here for you.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Madonna and Guy Ritchie have resolved a months-long custody dispute over their teenage son.
Ritchie's lawyer says 16-year-old Rocco Ritchie will continue to live with his father in London. Madonna's attorney declined to comment. A judge had previously ruled that Rocco should return to his mother's custody after he left her worldwide tour to live with Ritchie in England. But the judge urged the couple to reach an agreement on their own. Simone Biles' story caught the attention of pretty much everyone who watched the Summer Olympics, and now the gold medalist is ready to tell her whole story. The 19-year-old will release her autobiography, Courage to Soar, on November 15th. The book will detail the challenges that she faced in her childhood and how she became an Olympian, a gold medal Olympian.
Yeah. Greg Allman's doctors have given him a clean bill of health. Allman became ill early last month and called off all of his shows. Now he plans to return to the stage on September 25th in Denver as part of his Laid Back Festival. Allman says he's been going stir crazy because he feels his best when he's playing and traveling.
The flesh-colored dress Marilyn Monroe wore during her famous rendition of Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy is going on the auction block. Monroe wore the dress at Kennedy's birthday celebration at Madison Square Garden in 1962. It was so form-fitting that Monroe had to be sewn into it. Julian's Auctions selling the sequin stunner November 17th in Los Angeles. The auction house believes it could go for as much as $3 million.
It is history, isn't it? The big screen tributes to the late great Gene Wilder continue. 20th Century Fox and Fathom Events are teaming up for a one-night showing of Young Frankenstein. The classic comedy will be shown on October 5th at more than 500 theaters nationwide, including the Hollywood 20 in downtown Sarasota. The special showing will include a live intro by director Mel Brooks, who co-wrote the film with Wilder. That should be neat.
Yeah, it will be.
They're going to go live right from the film studio and parts of the sets and things that they used to
really
make the film.
neat.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool how movie theaters are doing these kind of experiences other than just the feature films that are out. So, and a great way to remember Gene Wilder.
That's right. We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.